Hello, this is TJ from Fat Boys Garden. I'm going to give you an update on my garden here. As you remember the last time, these were, can't remember what kind of peas these were, but they were, I don't remember. But I've already pulled them all up. They've had their harvest and they're done. And then over here, we have some, let's see what these are. Oh, these are Waldo peas. Got some Waldo peas here and mixed in there with some snow peas. And these are just about spent as well because we've been just eating these straight off the vine. Just coming out here and picking them straight from the vine and eating them. And they are so good. And my grandson just absolutely loves them. I actually have to stop him from coming out here and eating my peas. I was hoping to kind of can some peas this year, but I guess that's not going to happen this year. We'll have to wait till next year and see. Over here, I still have something to do with these 6 buckets here. I think I'm going to put some okra in those. I still got some okra that needs to be planted. I still got some squash that needs to be planted. So I'm thinking, because this don't get very much sun, I'm thinking I'll put some okra over here. It'll stunt the growth a little bit, but that's okay because I got okra on the other side over there. And over here we have garlic. I don't expect, well, this is my first time ever growing garlic, so we're going to see how that works out. I've never grown it before, but it looks like it's doing pretty good for now. I had about 4 pieces in each one of those buckets, and as you can see what actually came up over there. And over here we have oh, here's my okra. We got some okra there, and I'm gonna have to thin that out because that's like 2 in that bucket and 2 in that bucket, and okra don't do very well when it's crowded. And then back here we've got a couple of eggplants, black beauties. I went and bought what's called a patio eggplant yesterday, so we're gonna be planting that back here. And here's the last of the other seedlings that I got to get planted. There's some peas there and a Marketmore cucumber. I planted 9 of those and only 1 came up. Over here, that's the last of my squash and some more okra. And then there's some okra that I actually grew from seed. And as you can see, out of 6 of those little pots, you see what came up out of those 6. And over here, we just planted some top bunch collards. So we'll have some more collards going this year. And over here is my potatoes. And the leaves are just flopping over. I guess they're just so top heavy that they're flopping over. But looks like my potatoes are doing pretty good. Nice, lots of green vegetation there. And back here we have some broccoli. And my broccoli looks like I'm finally starting to see a head. Oh, there it is right there. I got a head there. And I got a head there, and I got 1 there and 1 there. So it looks like all my broccoli with the oh, all of them have heads on them. All of them have heads that have started. And then over here are some more eggplant that I planted from seed, and as you can see, that's what came up. I'm not sure if that's an eggplant seedling or what that is, but I'm gonna let it sit there for few more days and see what comes of it. And back here are the collard greens that I planted back in January. And these things, I've already harvested from these twice. And as you can see, they're ready to be harvested again. And back here, I'm not real happy with this. These are my green peppers, and they're not doing too well. I got 1 there that's just growing like crazy. Couple more that's coming up behind it, but my green peppers aren't doing too well, not as well as I would hope they would have done. So we're gonna keep an eye on them, see what comes, but hopefully I got some red, some yellow, orange, and I don't think I have any green peppers in there. All of them are different colored green peppers. So that's my garden down here. Let's take a walk up the hill and go look at the one up the hill up here. I haven't labeled any of these plants yet. I still got to label them. I wrote it down, but I didn't put the labels on them yet. So I might be in for a little bit of a surprise when these things start coming up. And right here, I'm not sure if this is squash or cucumbers, because I know I planted 2 squash and 2 cucumbers a couple weeks ago, and those are doing really well. And then over here looks like is some more, either squash or cucumber, I'm not sure. And then there and right there. And like I said, I'm not sure which it is, whether it's squash or cucumbers, but hopefully I'll find out soon enough which is which, because one of them's going to have to be trellised. And I'll find out then, I guess. And back here, these are all early girls. I think these are all early girl tomatoes that I planted. Up here, these things did really well up here last year with the limited amount of sunlight that they were getting. They did really, really well up here. So I planted some more up here. And as you can see, I got my wire down. And ever since I energized that wire, I have not had one single problem with a squirrel up here. Not a one. Another thing I'm going to try my hand at again is watermelon. Now I've got 3 that I'm going to leave back here as a project. I've got them as far away from the water sprinklers as I can get them, so that way I won't overwater them. And then I got the 3 that are not on the pallet. Those 3 are going to go out into the front of the house, because I'm going to see where they grow better at, whether they grow better in the front of the house or in the back of the house. But I'm really hoping to get me some watermelon this year. And then over here, man, if this camera, if you could smell this, this is fresh horse manure. I found a horse farm that was just begging people to come and get horse manure. So I went out there and I loaded up my buckets, and I probably got about 15 or 18 buckets. And it's just been sitting in these buckets now for about the last 2-3 weeks, and I hadn't done anything with it. So I decided to go ahead on and start mixing that into this bed here. This is where I started I didn't plant anything in this bed last year. The only thing I did with this bed is just threw some flower clippings in there and let them compost down. And this dirt was so soft and so rich and black. So I got some more rose petals and stuff that I just covered up, and I put the the horse manure on top. So I'm really hoping to get me some good composted dirt out of this come next year, because I'm not going to do anything with it in the wintertime. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this pallet here, because there's just a lot of shade back here. And I don't know what will grow with very limited sunlight. And this one here is where I'm going to put some beans at, because they do get a little bit of sunlight. So I'm going to put some beans in there. Well, that's going to be it for my garden update. This is TJ from Fat Boys Garden, and we'll shoot another video here in a couple of weeks, and we'll let you know how we're doing. And hopefully I would have figured out, I think those are early girls. I'm pretty sure that those are early girl tomatoes there. I'm not 100% sure. I wrote it down. I just got to label everything. So that's going to be all for now. This is TJ from Fat Boys Garden, and we'll see you next time.